Like that's the same pitch that I literally did for Drake too. And he was all ears, like listening, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you really have to give eye contact. Like it's hard sometimes because it's nerve-wracking, but you have to know your elevator pitch so much to the point where like it's repetitive, you know what I'm saying?
Hi, I'm your host
Hi.
Kosh, and this is the Creative Breakthrough Podcast. This podcast was created to eliminate the starving artists and give creatives the codes to build audiences, cash flow, and make a living doing what they love. And so today I have someone who does that, and her name is Flocka.
Flocka. Hello, everyone.
Thank you for being here.
No problem.
Okay, so I want to get into a lot of things because there's a lot of stuff to cover, but I want to start with, for the people who are unfamiliar with you, how would you describe yourself in one word?
I would describe myself as resilient.
Fire. Okay, and then how would you describe yourself in one phrase?
I know it's kind of like, of course, but stay positive because it's been a lot going on.
I think stay positive is great too, but I mean, that's like shameless plug, right? You're probably going to say that a million times tonight.
Yeah.
So when do you think you had your first creative breakthrough?
To be honest, I've always been creative, but I think a breakthrough was literally when I started Stay Positive, and I really wasn't trying to make a brand, a big brand, or all these people I know. I wasn't trying to do any of that, like, at all. It was just me just doing stuff and not knowing really like how to do it, why I'm doing it. I feel like a breakthrough sometimes can just be like you're literally just going with the flow, and then God bless something.
And when was that?
That was in 2013. Next year will be my 10-year anniversary. It's so crazy because before that, just a little story time. When I saw Payne's song, what's that song called? That I Could Put You in a Cabin.
Yeah, I know the song. Somewhere in Aspen. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So I saw that and I loved his top hat. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that top hat is so cool. Like, so I literally had a sketchbook already because I love to draw. Not the best drawer, but I love to draw. Probably if I continued it now, I would be really good. But anyway, love to draw. I drew a top hat and a guy like with an afro with a top hat. And I said, I want like a hat brand called Afros and Top Hats. And I thought it was so cool. And it made so much sense, but I didn't really do much about it.
And how old were you at this time?
When did that song come out? I think I was still in high school.
It was like 2011.
2011. Oh no, then I wasn't. I was like, what, 19?
Okay, but still a baby.
Yeah, still a baby. Yeah.
And okay, so then what happened after Afros and Top Hats?
After Afros and Top Hats, like, I didn't really do much. Like, I didn't do much about it. I just liked to draw, and I thought it was so cool. But that came up to Stay Positive. So my grandma always says stay positive. People don't know that I used to be a nurse aide, and I was cross-trained to work with older people with disabilities and people with mental disabilities. So I was cross-trained to work with both. I love science. I always had good grades in science class, and I loved biology. And with biology, we all know that there's atoms and stuff like that in the nucleus. And within the nucleus are the neutrons and the protons. With the neutrons and the protons, that's positive energy and neutral energy, and they're always together. But the outlining energy is negative, so the electrons. And the protons never interfere with the electrons. So I was like, oh, stay positive, like get it with a plus sign. And
yeah,
like I said that, and then the guy that I was talking to at the time, he was like, yeah, you should do that. And I was like, I know. I said, I'm gonna put this on a hat. He was like, do it. I did it. It's all she wrote.
And then, okay, so then when you first put it on the hat, that was when? What year?
2013.
Okay. Afros and Top Hats was what year?
Afros and Top Hats. I don't remember. I just remember
like 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like a 2-year span.
Yeah.
And then what was this science lesson that was it Bill Nye? Like, what did you come across where you were like, yeah, I'm just gonna.
In my school, like we just learned about protons, electrons, neutrons, and how they never interfere with the negative energy, like the outer energy. Oh, 2008 this song came out? Oh, sheesh. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so even further.
So it just made sense to do it. Like, it just made perfect sense to do that.
I think you should do a collab with Maria the Scientist. I think that's like on brand. But okay, that's for another time. So
crazy on that one.
you started, thank you. You started this in 2013. You put it on the hat, and then what happened? Like, what did that look like from there?
So from there, like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. I just, at the time, apps weren't like they are now. I downloaded an app where you can like type stuff on a picture. So I downloaded a beanie from Google, and Times New Roman or Arial font, and I put Stay Positive on there. And I literally put it on, no, before I put it online, I got it made at Lids, the South Lake Mall. And before I went there, like, I literally just like froze and went to Lids. And actually, I kind of walked away because I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know, maybe this is stupid. Like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. This is stupid. I go into Macy's. You see how long ago that was? I go into Macy's, and I see some people. Like, I see some people that I know. They're like, "What are you doing here?" Like, of course I'm in the mall, but they're like, "Oh, like, what's up? What's going on?" And I told them my brand. They're like, "You should do it." So I was telling them like, "No, I don't think I should do this." And how about they walked me into Lids, and they helped me, like, push me to do it. Then after that, we went back to Macy's in the rug section, and we took pictures with the hats on. And I posted it, and I was like, "Stay Positive, coming soon." And I got so many comments. And this is back in 2013 when Instagram was just no algorithms, no nothing. So that was the most like likes I've gotten. Like, we just started Instagram, so that was the most likes I've gotten. And they were like, "Oh, I want one, I want one, I want one." I'm like, "People want one? Like, what? Like, what?" So after that, I'm just like, "Okay, people really want this." I literally got some hats and got it from Google, like the random website. Got some hats, got them made. So how am I gonna sell them? Google it again. How do you sell stuff online? And you buy Big Cartel. I just stopped Big Cartel. I love Big Cartel. So many people have negative things. Shout out to Shopify. But like, I love Big Cartel. Like, I love Big Cartel. So I'm just like, Big Cartel. All right, cool. How about I was selling the beads for $20, but I was getting the beads for like $3, but then Lids was charging me like $15. So I'm just like, wait a minute. And I didn't know about profit and stuff like that. Like, they didn't teach us that. Like, making a lot of money. Like, I'm only like making $2 like out of this. So I'm like, okay, that's a profit. Like, I didn't know anything about anything. So that's when I put it on Big Cartel, and people were buying it. And people were like, "Okay, can I meet you? Can I meet you here? Can I meet you there?" And I got tired of like meeting people to get the beanies. So I was like, I just need something where I can like get people together, and they can just get their stuff there. So I was like, "Oh, I'll have like what they call it, like a pop-up thingy." So I went to Peter Street, shout out to Spins, and I asked the owner and someone who I knew was a promoter there. I asked them, can I have something there? So that's when I had something there, and everybody who bought it online, they came up and I was like, "Show me your ID." And I gave it to them in manila folders, like the vanilla. Yeah. I was, I like talking about.
Yeah, with the little
Yeah.
with the little string that you tie around.
I gave it to them in that, and they were so grateful. And everybody had their Stay Positive beanies on, and I sold beanies like the first 3 years. I only had beanies.
What made you use manila folders?
I don't know. I didn't know about poly mailers. I didn't know about like packaging. I just put it in there. I was just like,
Yeah, this is already my favorite episode. This is my favorite episode right now. Off top. This is
like,
Yeah, no, that's incredible. Like, I'm just really honored and like humbled to hear this story because I don't know the story. Like, I knew being around Atlanta because before I moved here, I would just be here at times, like for weeks at a time. And I knew that you were doing something. And that's how I even met you, was like, it was just kind of like, I knew about you. So I just saw you somewhere and I was like, hey, but that's just like a great story of resourcefulness.
yeah.
And not being afraid. I mean, well, you were afraid, but then it was like, I feel like you are like divinely like guided / protected in some way. Like, there's like miracles that like happen. And I feel like you going to Macy's and then seeing those people and they were just like, yeah, you're going to do this. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
It was just,
honestly, like, I know God is protecting me. Like, I'm just like doing my best to keep the faith, because like all this isn't a coincidence. And it's just like you said, using my resources. I really encourage anybody on literally like on this live right now. It's like, if you don't have this, it's okay if you have this, because when people buy into your brand, they're really buying into you. You know what I'm saying? Especially like for the time being, like, because the people know who you are. Like, even though some people don't know who like the CEO of Supreme is right now, or Nike, like it's just because of its household name as a brand, and what it brings to your life. And you have to also think about that when you are your own brand. Like, you might not have the money or resources to pack this correctly, but people are giving it because of you, because of who you are, what you represent, and
Yeah.
how that merchandise makes them feel. So like, even though I was literally packaging out stuff in manila folders, writing stuff down, writing people's address down with a permanent marker, you know what I'm saying, and going to the USPS store every day and have to stamp it out. Like, that's what I did for a long time. And because I didn't have the resources or the money to do anything else. So it's really about
Yeah.
not even thinking about what others are doing, not even thinking about like maybe financially you don't have it right now. It's just, okay, what do I have right now? What's I have in front of me? And by the grace of God, I just do it.
And just do it still, like
Yeah.
regardless. Like, I'm gonna do the next thing that I can do with what I have, and that's what I love about what you're saying. But you said something in there that I want to go back to just a little bit. You said you may not know who the founder is or the CEO is of Supreme. So speak to me about that, because, and you're probably like, what are you talking about? But like, where I'm going with this is kind of, you've kind of developed a similar strategy about getting your merch or your clothing line or your pieces into successful people's hands.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that work? Because that's a part of how Supreme was built. It's like, oh, I bought Supreme because I saw Dipset or whatever.
Product placement is very important. It's not the most important, but it does change your life and it changes your brand. You want me to get into like how like it all started, or?
Yeah, all of it. Go.
Hey, I was just outside. Like, I I was literally outside. Like, and I was going to parties and stuff like that. And let's see. Oh, Trinidad James. So yeah, with Trinidad, it's his 10-year anniversary too. Shout out to Trinidad. But anyway, hanging around him, I just asked him. I was like, hey, I got a brand. Can you put it on? That's all I did. Like, I just literally like told him to like put it on, and he put it on because he really like rock with this. You know what I mean? And then after Trinidad, it was Wiz Khalifa. And the thing is, how I'm getting it to all these people is I'm just asking. I'm literally asking people. It's crazy because I had a finesse class like back in 2015 of how to do like product placement. You gotta look people up. I'm telling y'all secrets right now. Look at people who they follow, and people in a good way usually tell themselves like so and so's manager. Like with Bryson Tiller, I looked up everything. Like, he was following his manager. I saw the manager, I DM'd him, and I'm just like, can I get this to Bryson? I finessed backstage and I talked directly to Bryson, and I gave him some merch. And then like the next day I saw him with it. On at a radio station. But it's all about asking, being at the right place at the right time, and always having your merch on you. Not being afraid, because it is intimidating. Because, you know, these execs and these artists, like, they could be intimidating. And I have been like, you know, kind of nervous at times, but you just have to be really direct and also have a speech, an elevator pitch.
Okay, so break that down. Like, let's give us the practical, like,
Right.
what
So,
is the ask? Because the creatives never love to ask. They're
yes.
so afraid of asking.
Okay. So the thing is that I have a really quick elevator speech. Like, let's say you're Beyonce. Okay. Let's say this is my brand. But yeah, so I'll just be like, hi, my name is Tyler, or I'll say Flocka. Hi, my name is Flocka. I have a brand. It's called Stay Positive. It's all about living life, staying positive, not letting negativity get away and following your dreams. And I appreciate you being Beyonce. You are a very positive person, and it's all about wearing positivity. And I'd like to give you a merch bag.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, so I think that's great. And it's very simple. It's like one sentence, you say it in like 15 seconds, and then you just give them the merch.
Sometimes I've done elevator pitches where people are walking, like literally, like in and out of a hotel, of they're going back into their tour bus, like everything. Like that's the same pitch that I literally did for Drake too. And he was all ears, like listening, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you really have to give eye contact. Like it's hard sometimes because it's nerve-wracking, but you have to know your elevator pitch so much to the point where like it's repetitive, you know what I'm saying? And just be very quick because these people got stuff to do, you know what I'm saying? And even though your brand is important, of course, just be respectful of their time and have a pack of merch and hand it to them. Or what I do say is I say, where's your manager? And I talk to their manager. Also, this is another secret, y'all. I'm giving out all the secrets. I talk to their bodyguards. Bodyguards remember faces. You have to know the bodyguards. Just say I gave, like I said, you're Beyonce, speaking to existence. I just gave Beyonce a merch pack. Okay, Beyonce's manager. Okay, I talked to Beyonce's manager. But I also want her bodyguard to know me too, because when I pull up again, which has happened to me, not with Beyonce, but like with a celebrity, I pull up again, they go, oh yeah, you're stay positive.
You develop that relationship. Because if the security fucks with you, you can do anything.
And you can do, they'll drop the location, okay? I'm like, dag, like I'm in this for real. Like they, like security guard, and they text back fast. Y'all, security guards, they text back fast. Like shout out to all the security guards that I know, like they're really fire. And like they'll drop a pin like, yeah, sir's gonna be here. We're going to this studio, or like, oh, we're flying in now. Meet us at this hotel for the merch. Okay.
Yeah, Flocka just gave you how to get you a security guard.
Literally.
No, but that's fire though. Like that's like the real plug is being able to have the access, because it's one thing to be like, yo, here's the merch, blah, blah, blah. Be ready so you don't got to get ready. Here's my 15-second spiel. But it's another thing when you can get it at any moment. And that's how that happens.
It's just good to really go with people who are a part of their crew, their assistant, family members, like who are always just with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, if I'm just thinking of somebody random, say if I want something, get something to Lotto, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know her sister's always with them and I see that on her page. I'm going to also have more merch if you can, and like give them to the people around you. Like I said, security guards, stay with a 3X or 4X, because they're going to rock it, and make sure it's all black. You know what I'm saying? Get that black on black. I'm for real. This is what I've been doing. Like,
no, I know.
I know a lot of bodyguards, and they're like, hey, Flocka, you got that stay positive on you.
And the difference between the wardrobe stylist and the bodyguard is the bodyguard don't have taste. The wardrobe stylist knows what's popping and what's not. So you can get around that with a bodyguard, with a security.
Yeah, and literally get it in black. I don't care if you're a brand and you're used to having purple and pink. Give that bodyguard something black, and a black hoodie, and wear it all the time, to the point where the artist gonna be like, dang, bro, you wear that hoodie all the time. Yeah, it's hard, bro, because they're important too. They're protecting your favorite artists, so they need love too. And I've noticed that, especially when the ones really like oh, you hard, like they need love too. Shout out to all the bodyguards I know. I love my bodyguards that like always are like rocking with me. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want y'all talking, looking people up, but
wow, okay, this is really great. You just dropped like all the secrets and I love it. Okay, so we got to move quick because I know you're a big boss and you only have so much time. I'm trying to figure out where I want to take this, because I want to take this another direction. Okay, so you did that, and by doing that you said the second person was Wiz Khalifa. So from there, give me the list. Or you went Bryson and then give me the list.
Wiz Khalifa, Bryson, then Ray Shrimmer, then I don't know. It just Stay Positive. It just took a life of its own, and people asking me from her. So
how did that change your business?
It changed it because, first off, I'm very selective. I don't just give my merch out to just anybody, but I'm just talking about selectively. You have to be just really important to know that certain things align with your brand. Yeah, like a lot of rappers. Jids, Smino.
Do we have Yachty?
Oh, yes, Yachty. Oh, my gosh, yes. He loved his shirt. Oh, my gosh. That man loved his shirts. Oh, my gosh. He would rock those shirts all the time. How can I forget? It's just so many like that I really love and appreciate. Oh, Isaiah Rashad. Shout out to Isaiah. It's common knowledge that he has Stay Positive tatted right here. He actually got it before he knew who I was. He knew about the brand, and he said that brought him positivity, so he got it tatted right here.
Crazy.
I know, right? The list goes on and on. I just really like positive people, and I really like doing stuff for people. Like that's why I feel like it's my social responsibility to actually, I feel like my social responsibility when I do like parties, pop-ups, and concerts. I used to stay doing concerts. Like that's with Young Baby Tay and Baby Rose, like they were always performing my pop-ups, and then I would have certain concerts for the ladies, stuff like that.
So is that how you built your community prior to putting out Stay Positive?
Actually, I built my community from just being outside, having fun. I was young. I was going to all the 2-9 parties. I was going to every event. I was just outside. I was just outside. Like people knew I loved to dance. Like I'm talking about, I was like, like I was like, oh, she's so cool. Like you got served and all that. Like I was a you got served girl. Like you would want me on your team. Like you can laugh, Kosh. It's okay.
No, I remember those days. I remember those days. I used to go to parties with Fizz, and he used to be on
Oh
the
my
same shit.
gosh,
So I
yes.
know. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes, Fizz. Shout out to him. He used to do some of my merch back in the day. Like he was very influential when it came to me, like kind of like broadening my like kind of like creative senses. But yeah, that's another story for another time. But yeah.
Okay, so being outside got you an audience. You posted the merch. It went crazy. You didn't want to do it. You did it scared. You got resourceful. You got it in the hands of pretty much every influential artist other than Beyonce. Okay, so now I want to get into like, where did you fail? Because I want to move to that direction, because part of that I think comes in with what happened with your health, even though I really wouldn't consider that a failure on your part. I think it was just something that happened, but I think there's like a story that takes us there through failure.
Yeah, really just I feel like I feel like it was in certain ways where I felt like I could do everything by myself, but not on some like prideful thing. It was more of like, okay, I'm independent, and really just generational curses of being an independent woman and just doing your things yourself. I noticed that you can't do everything alone. You can't do everything on your own. You need a team. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need an assistant. And also, we can also fast forward 2020. I had a pulmonary embolism, a massive one. I had multiple blood clots in my lungs. And with those blood clots, one reached my heart and I flatlined for 2 minutes, a minute and 48 seconds. Woke up 3 days later. I was put in an induced coma. I woke up with a tube down my throat and I couldn't talk. I woke up. I'm like, why is the date say Saturday? Today is Thursday. Woke up to nurses like, calm down, because they said that when people wake up from comas that they rip stuff off. I had a whole needle down my neck and a tube down my throat. I couldn't move. People don't really know much about pulmonary embolisms. I didn't know what a pulmonary embolism was. Like I didn't know what I had that. Like from the doctor's notes, they said that I had a seizure, cardiac arrest, and something else. And they said like that's really like what a pulmonary embolism is. I didn't even know what that was. But people don't really say what to do. Like there's no manual of like how to properly get over a pulmonary embolism. And actually 2 years coming up in November of my recovery, but it takes about 2 to 5 years to completely like get over it.
Well, you bounced back quick.
Thank you. It's
because you went from like wheelchair to like, I just saw you at a concert.
Yeah.
But no one was helping you.
No one was helping me. No.
Yeah. So what was that process like?
It was hard. It was dark. It wasn't lonely, because like I said, I'm a believer in God and my family was there for me. But it took me to a really dark place. Some days I could barely breathe. Other days I was just too tired to even get up. Could barely walk from my bed to the bathroom. I just did a 10-mile run. Wasn't eating. I lost 40 pounds. I was like at 120. When they resuscitated me, my ribs were actually cracked. One night, my ribs actually collapsed a little bit on my lungs, so I was in a lot of pain. But I was really just living my brand, because I just want people to know that like Stay Positive isn't about being happy all the time and positive all the time, because that's not real life. We're not perfect. We're not in a perfect paradise. Staying positive is really finding that light in the darkness. That's what I had to do, because no one could take this pain. My mom wanted to take the pain away, but nobody could take that pain away. I had two choices. I was able to either get through or just give up on myself.
But you didn't give up on yourself. You bounced back.
I bounced back.
Not that you were thinking about that at the time, but what happened with your business when that happened?
With my business, honestly, it wasn't because it was so sporadic at the time. Like I wasn't having anybody like help me or anything. It was very stagnant, and thankful for the people in my GoFundMe page that really helped with expenses and just everyday life. But it also helped me to just sit back and just do nothing.
Yeah, for sure. Why do you think that that happened to you?
I feel like life, I feel like right now with life and what it is, I can go real deep, but
You should. Yeah, you should. Go ahead.
like I said, I'm a firm believer in God, and I don't blame God for things that happen to us, because we got to remember who's really ruling, controlling things, you know, in this world. And I feel like it happened to me just due to certain medicine that my doctor gave me, actually. So it was a provoke PE, but I can say that what it taught me was that my journey isn't over yet, because I could have literally like I flatlined, but God wasn't. He still isn't done with me for some reason.
Facts.
He isn't done with me, and it's just teaching me that life is short and tomorrow isn't promised. So just try to be the best person you can be with the best of what you have. Get it how you live.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing that because I know it's not the easiest thing to talk about or have to think about.
Emotional around this time because it's about to be the 2-year anniversary in 2 weeks. That day, I usually like, I'm gonna make it a habit like I did last year, turning my phone off, just being thankful. Like, that's really like a rebirth. Like, that's my real
Yeah. Yeah. I remember we had a conversation. I don't know when. I feel like it was when you were in a place where you could have a conversation. But even then, like I was praying for you and it was a lot just talking to you about it. Like,
Yeah.
and I wasn't in it, you know what I mean? But just hearing what you were dealing with, it was like, I was like, yo, I'll help you in whatever way I could. But I also felt like, how much can I actually help? So I'm just grateful that you're still here and you've been able to bounce back from that. And so when do you think that you were able to come into yourself again and be like independent?
Honestly, I'm thinking like a year after everything happened to me, because it just took so much out of me. Like being to myself and eating and working out and stuff like that, and eating healthy, eating right. Yeah, it took about it a year. But that was like I had to take one step at a time. But it really taught me patience and pace and perseverance.
Yeah, well, you snapped. So shout out you and shout out God.
Yeah,
It's crazy. It's just crazy to see. And it's so inspiring. And that's why I wanted to ask you about it, because I think everybody, like, not everybody, let me not say that, but I think so many people, especially creative people, are so afraid of just doing the thing. And it's like, bro, she did the thing and then that happened and almost left and came back and did the thing again. So it's like, there's nothing in your way except what you believe is stopping you right now. And really, there's nothing stopping you.
there's really nothing stopping you. Like it's all mental. That's what it is, and that's what I have to teach myself. Like it's all mental. Even right now in my head with certain things, it's just like the intrusive thoughts are real, and it's up to you to combat those intrusive thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. And question your limiting beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think those go hand in hand. Okay. So you've kind of like given me all the answers to my questions for the most part, but I want to know if there was any other strategies that you put in place outside of just being outside and pulling up on people that you use to like break through, like with Stay Positive.
Honestly, what I've been doing lately, as y'all can see, I've been doing these reels, honey. These reels, and just showing people who I am, because my friends know like that I'm funny, and
Hilarious.
people DM me like, I didn't know you're that funny. I'm just like, yeah, because I'm doing TikToks now. I want people to see my personality, and then it's drawing people in and be like, oh, you have a brand that's hard. Also, a strategy I've been doing, like we talked about, the pop-up shops, just having people meet who you are and the brand and what it represents. Also posting on social media, not being afraid to post. Like I might get two likes like from a post for my brand or my hoodie, but the engagement is there and people see it. Like people see you. Just post it because you're you, and you can do whatever you want to do, and you can post. And I also love using visuals. I haven't done a photo shoot in a while, but I want to. But like having visuals for your brand is very important.
Facts. Those are great. Those are great systems and strategies. I deleted a post the other day because of the engagement, so I'm not exempt. But I will say that you're absolutely right. Like, people see you and you can't care about the engagement. Like, every once in a while you might be like, nah, this didn't do well. Okay, cool. Like, the way I like to think about it is like, this didn't do well, so maybe I can delete it and post it again at another time where it'll actually be more seen.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to just post multiple times a day, that's like, you get to put up a new commercial or a new billboard like multiple times a day for free.
Yeah.
And I don't think people think about that. So,
like everything I said, only thing that I guess you're expensing is your time. You get inspiration from a sound, and you're just like, oh, that's what I did. Wear your brand too. Like, it's good to wear your brand, or even if you don't wear your brand, post it. You know what I'm saying? And then the next day, like I do, I post it, and the next day I'll post like, hey, new followers, like, this is my merch. Period.
wear your brand in the content.
See what I'm doing right now? I'm wearing Stay Positive. I want you all to stay positive. Link in bio.
Absolutely. No, I love that. And I was going to just say, in regards to like you saying all your expensing is your time, it's like anything that you build is going to require your time. So it's regardless, you're going to have to spend time. So you might as well spend some time promoting. But I think Flocka's biggest point that I want you guys to take away from like building an audience and building a brand is not being afraid, but also really just having great marketing, like having an elevator pitch, knowing the people that align with your brand to give it to. Those are like really important things that nobody talks about. And so I'm grateful that you shared that tonight, because it's important for people to know.
Yeah, I'm not a gatekeeper. And to think that you're like above certain people or above certain things, like when you all are just like all just trying to get where you need to be on work, like why not collab? Why not get together and do things? And it's just like, for me, I just feel like, once again, like people who gatekeep are weird. I just feel like a lot of people, they're so scared to put other people on, and they feel like it's taken away from them. Nothing can take away from your power. Like, nothing can take away from what God got for you.
I like to ask my guests, do you have any questions for me? And if you don't, it's fine. I just think it's hilarious.
I'll be watching like some of your stuff, and then your emails too. I'll be feeling some way like about something, and then I see your email. I'm just like, wait, this is pretty good. So I do be looking at when it pops up. Not gonna lie to you, I did not subscribe. But like, what made you like just do this whole platform?
To grow the brand. It's mainly to grow the brand for myself, but it's like, how can I reach more people so that I can eliminate the starving artist? Because that's really the like core why behind everything that I'm doing. It's like, I went from 2020 making like fucking government money to like making like almost 100,000 the next year just from doing this. So when I was able to do this, and I was able to teach other creative people about like business tactics and like marketing tactics, it was like, oh, cool, this can be applicable to other people. This can be applied to other people, and they can learn it, and then they can do something in their life, so they don't have to be here like back against the wall. Because I used to be like driving Uber, barely paying my rent. It used to be like that. When I first moved here, like I was just like, I gotta just go get it. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do right now because I don't have a network. People don't know me. Like, I came to Atlanta with 0 contacts.
Wow.
Maybe like 1 or 2, and then, but those people weren't like sharing contacts. So yeah. Would you ever go brick and mortar?
I'm an e-commerce girl all the way. Very soon, I'm trying to get my own warehouse. That's what I do, want to have a warehouse. Even if something small, just in and out, you know what I'm saying, merchandise, like even if it's like a storage room. Like,
okay, so give me that before we go, because we got maybe like 6 more minutes.
Oh, okay.
So what does that look like now? If you're thinking about a warehouse, what does your order fulfillment process look like right now?
Order fulfillment process right now is literally me and my brothers. Like, my brother is helping me fill out orders and stuff like that. Actually, my brother is on the way to get my stuff made. So really it's really like a family joint venture right now. But
no manila envelopes.
No manila envelopes. Y'all be sure to order. Go on Stay Positive right now in my bio and order, because those gentrification cities are going up right now. Protect Atlanta rappers. But yeah, no manila. It comes in a nice poly bag and I have a little thank you note.
Can we do a collab for manila envelopes?
Yes.
Can we do just like one? I just want one like
Oh, what? How about
collection with.
I'll shoot your merch and I'll put it in manila alphabet.
Okay, thanks.
I'll sign it.
And we get right on it with Sharpies. Okay, but before we wrap, I don't think you should get a brick and mortar. That's my personal opinion, because why get the overhead, right? Like, why have to spend more money if you don't have to, and people are still buying it?
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. You don't have to listen to it.
No,
And the last thing is, how can people connect with you in all ways?
you can connect with me on Instagram DM. If I don't get back to your DM, I do apologize. My DMs are filthy dumb. Not filthy like dirty, but like they're just a lot going on, and I sometimes get anxiety like having too many DMs. I'm like, whoa. But you can reach me FLOCKALAND@gmail.com if you have any ventures or ideas or anything. You can reach me on the website if you'd like to support. StayPositiveInc.com is in my bio. I have really cool hoodies that just came out, really cool different colorways. And you can reach me on TikTok too. Follow me on TikTok because I'm a new TikTok girl. So I'm trying to be like Gen Z because I'm old. Get on the TikTok and do my little hips.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate you because I know you could be doing a million other things. So I'm grateful for it. And then before we go, I want to mention one more thing because you said TikToks. The cheat code right now is YouTube Shorts. So if you're not doing it and it's applicable, it applies. I feel like that's too big of a word. So if it applies to you, then do it, because the engagement and the reach is wild. Like, I put up one clip of the podcast last night and it did 1,000 views and I have 50 subscribers. Wow. So, okay. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to wrap it now. Look, my name is Kosh. I'm the host of this podcast. The podcast was created to eliminate the starving artist. So if you feel like you're not making enough money as an artist or creative, then you should be here or listening. And from there, we're going to teach you how to build an audience, how to make cash flow to you, and make a living doing what you love. If you would like to stay in tune with this podcast, you can subscribe on YouTube or any of the streaming platforms, and you can jump on here on Instagram Live Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern.
One more thing, you guys, this is very random, but on Shopify, if you go, I don't know how to get there, but if you call customer service, they have something where Google, you can do like, you can like the search engine will search like certain like name, like wording that you put under each product, and then it'll put it in the Google generator. So for example, I have Protect Atlanta rapper shirts. I just put Protect and then rappers shirts, and then it'll come in the Google engine, but nobody really knows about that. Go to your Shopify, go call them up and be like, hey, how can I do this? How can I get my stuff on Google? And they'll show you like the little ways, like the coding and stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out there.
Game changer.
Game changer.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.